Up y'all, so today I'm going to be recording a video in regards to finding out comps from free streaming services like Redfin, Zillow. This one I'm going to go ahead and start in Florida, being the fact that Florida is a disclosure state, so you can get the comps from these websites instead of having to go and purchase the paid services like PropStream or batch feeds. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and record my screen, and I'm just gonna go ahead and pull a random address right now. That way I can just do a comp so you guys can kind of visualize how to do it if you're looking to either wholesale real estate or just kind of, you know, analyze properties. Go ahead and pull this up here. Do my best not to get the address in it because people have privacy concerns, of course. Look here. Alright, so I have the address pulled up here. Kind of don't want to show it, but it is going to show. So if you guys can see here, it's going to be a 3-bed, 2-bath. The square feet is going to be 1,243 square feet. On Redfin, it does say here that the estimate of the value of the property is going to be $306,000 if we were to round it up, obviously to be you know, either 306 or 307K. And so with that, you know, we cannot go off of what these services are providing us, so we have to do our own analysis. With that being said, first things first is we're going to go ahead and take down all the details of the property. So we know that it is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It has that 1,243 square feet. It was built in 2004. You see that it was renovated in 2008. It is a single family property. The square foot of the lot is going to be 5,350 square feet. And so if you scroll down here, you know, you kind of get some information on, you know, the value within a year, how the property's been doing within 5 years. These are important. This is important information for you to kind of analyze that. Right here, it shows comparable homes. And again, this is Redfin generating that information. But again, we have to double check and do our own due diligence. We cannot just go off of what they are giving us, you know, because when it comes to analyzing properties, you have to be very precise and accurate in order to figure out your numbers, in order to, you know, invest into your property. So right here kind of just shows you the last sold, which was last month. This one was 2 months ago. But again, we are not going to go based off of this. It's just kind of like a quick view. And so if you scroll down here, it kind of just shows you a little bit of information that you would possibly need. You know, all this extra information right here. It tells you the subdivision name. It tells you just a lot of information that you could be, you know, that you could use, but it's not really important for this video. So we're gonna go ahead and go down here. It actually shows the last sold price was for $86,000. Looks like that probably is a seller finance, maybe a seller two or something like that. Creative deal. It also shows some tax history. You can kind of just look at that information as well. And if I was to go ahead and scroll down, so this information right here is the most important that you would need to write down. Public facts and zoning for this address. It tells you everything that you need to write down in order for you to be able to compare to whatever property once you pull up the map. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to scroll down here where it says around this home. It kind of tells you what the walkable area is, if there's transit, bikeable area. And I'm going to right click this and I'm going to open as a new tab. So now that it is opened as a new tab, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna also open a Google Map tab. And I'm going to look at the neighborhood. So again, when you're comping properties, it's certain rules that you have to abide by and follow, kind of like what a home appraiser would do. You know, there's literally been times where I didn't even pay for streaming services, and I compared my comparables and my ARVs after repair values to someone who actually had MLS data, or they had paid streaming services like that ProStream, and we literally, our numbers was the same exact. So you don't need to spend money if you are very analytical and very, you know, if you take the time to actually learn how to do it, and also just, you know, focus on it. So now that I have pulled this address up, we are going to have to stay inside the subdivision. We cannot cross any major roads. We cannot cross any water streams, any railroad tracks. So all of this area right here, we would not be able to cross. So I know that we're gonna go ahead and have to stay within the Highway 301 in Myrtle. So I'm gonna go back to this original page right here. 301 in Myrtle. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and remove this outline. Go back here real quick. All right, so we're just really gonna honestly stay inside of this area right here, because these are main streets. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and do draw to draw our own boundary. And we are going to, I'm gonna actually make it bigger on this one, but usually you will have to stay within these lines right here, but I'm gonna make it go to 301. I'm gonna remove that. Make this a draw. Stay in this area right here. Create your own boundary line. That way we can kind of just focus on this area right here to get our comps. Can I go outside of this area? All right, so I did get some information back then where not only are you looking for sold, because when you're running your comps for a subject property, you need to look at comparables. Comparables is alike properties that are just like, cannot do a house with 2 stories to a house with 1 story. You have to literally, has to be the same. It can be room if there's an extra room or an extra bathroom, but you would have to adjust it. Usually for bedrooms it is $10,000. For restrooms it is $5,000. So you would minus that. Say if it was to compare a 4-bedroom 2-bath to a 3-bedroom 2-bath, you would just subtract the after repair value, you know, $10,000 to that, to match it, you know, because obviously they don't have that extra room. But so right here, what we're gonna go ahead and do is, since this is on the for sale, you can kind of just look and see what these renovated properties are, properties that have already been brought up to 2024 standards, that are already looking for, that people, that a realtor is already putting on the market for a family to come and purchase the property. As you see, these prices are $399, $350, $361. But again, if we go back to with the Redfin estimate, it says that their ARV is $306, and this is what they're saying. You know, it basically is worth right now. But again, we would have to put work into this property, being the fact that this property isn't new. This is a property that actually, I believe, is going through a foreclosure situation. So we would know that obviously it's not a new renovated property. Now, when it comes to buy and hold, because this is, I'm speaking specifically on fix and flip properties, but if it was a buy and hold property, you would have to, you know, you maybe not have to put that much work into it. But if we're putting it back onto the market as a fix and flip with an agent, it needs to be 2024 standards. Nobody wants to move into a home that needs repairs. You have to think about it if it was yourself. Like, nobody would want to do that. So if I was to just go ahead and go here, we're gonna go ahead and change this to sold. It's best to work your way up to a year, starting at 3 months. When you start at 3 months, you're able to go ahead and see, like, okay, like, what is the best? So, right, for example, this house right here. This house is a 4-bed, 2-bath. We have a 3-bed, 2-bath. So we would literally, once we do this calculation, we would subtract $10,000 from it in order for it to compare to our property, which is a 3-bed, 2-bath. But as I see right now, it doesn't look like it's that many, so we're gonna go ahead and move it up to 6 months. Okay, we have a little bit more. I'm gonna go ahead and change this to a house, because sometimes they have land, and we can keep the beds like that. And then if we were to go here, you know, obviously it gives you the square feet, which again, when it is square feet and lot sizes, it's best to stay, you know, 500 below, 500 above. When you get too far further into it, then you start, obviously it messes up the calculations, because it's based off of price per square foot of the home. That's what, when we're rehabbing properties, that is exactly what we're focused on, is the price per square foot. So on this one, it's going to be $12.43. So we would obviously stay, you know, 500, maybe 10% under, 10% over, 500 over. But I'm not going to go ahead and do that right now. Again, you know, we have to be like garage spots. You know, it can't be, you just have to stay like properties. No pool to no pool, it won't work. So yeah, so let's go ahead and just see exactly. We're at 1200. So this is a potential one. As you see, you know, obviously it has 1 bath, so we would add $5,000 to this. So it would be $255,000 as the last sold price. It's literally the same, kind of the same square feet, and also the same lot square feet. It looks like our property a little bit. If we were to go here, kind of looks like that a little bit. And so what we would do now is we would click on this property. We know that we're gonna go ahead and make it $255,000, right? What you're gonna do is you're gonna divide $255,000 as that last sold price divided by the square feet. Let's see what we're gonna go ahead and get. $255 divided by 184. That equals $215. Price per square foot. Number one is gonna be $215. Let's look at another property. And usually you should get 3 properties in order to make this comparable. Let's see, we have another one. Let's move it up to a year. This one is not really just like super renovated, so we're not going to use that one. one of the, I mean, it's a 4-bed. We can kind of use this one. It is about 400 or so plus, but this is highly renovated. So we're gonna go ahead and divide. Okay, so this one is 4-bed, 2-bath. So we're gonna go ahead and minus $10,000 on this one. So it's gonna be 340,000. 340,000 divided by 1,700 square feet is 200. So number 2 is 200 per square feet for this condo. All right, we're gonna find one more. We're gonna use this one. So this one is 3-bed, 2-bath. I mean 3-bed, 1-bath. So we're gonna go ahead and add $5,000. So this one is gonna be 275K. $275,000 divided by 914 equals 300. 301 because we're rounding it. All right, so now that I have my 3 comparable price per square foot, we're gonna add them all together. 301 plus 200 plus 215 equals 716. We're gonna take the average of that, so we're gonna divide it by the amount. It's gonna be divided by 3. We're gonna get $238. If we were to round it up, it's gonna be 239 price per square feet. So we're gonna multiply this price, 239 times our square feet. Our square feet is going to be 1243 times 1243. 239 times 1243. And we get 298,000 if we would have rounded up. So for our property, and this is just based off of this free streaming services, our after repair value is going to be $298,000. On here it's saying that the estimate is $306,000. As you can see, that's literally only $8,000 difference. So with this, we would just, obviously, if this property has to be renovated, we would have to go out to the property, see what renovations need to be done, calculate it together. Maybe it needs a full gut job. Maybe it needs just, a little bit of here, a little bit of there. Obviously you have to be very precise. And then you'll minus that, obviously, and then you'll see how much a person would be able to put into the property and get a return on their investment, while if you're a wholesaler, you're able to get your fee as well for finding this property and obviously giving it to an investor. So this is kind of, when it comes to just figuring out an ARV, this is how you do it for free on Redfin. But it's best to be in a disclosure state, because a non-disclosure state like Texas will not give you this information when it comes to the last prices that was sold. So that's the video. More videos coming soon.